It should have been the safest place in the world. My grandmother's 85th birthday filled my father's house with the usual noise, overlapping conversations, plates clinking, laughter rising and falling in uneven waves. The living room smelled like coffee and frosting, familiar faces, familiar voices, familiar rhythms. Nothing felt unusual. My sister was rearranging flowers near the window, my father managing guests with his predictable mixture of pride and impatience. My grandmother sat at the center of everything, absorbing attention with that gentle endurance old age teaches you. Normal. Entirely normal. My husband leaned close while I was pretending to listen to a story I'd heard a dozen times before. "Get your bag," he whispered. The tone didn't match the words. "We're leaving. Act like nothing's wrong." I turned toward him, expecting a hint of humor, a smirk, something to soften the absurdity. There was none. His face was still, eyes scanning the room with a focus that didn't belong at a birthday party. I murmured, "Just trust me." Trust, such a simple request. Such a heavy one. My first reaction wasn't fear. It was irritation wrapped in embarrassment. Family gatherings already carried enough potential for drama without manufacturing new ones. "You're being weird," I said under my breath. He didn't argue, didn't explain, didn't escalate. He simply stepped back, posture composed, expression neutral, the practiced mask of someone determined not to draw attention. That unsettled me more than panic would have. I retrieved my bag with artificial casualness, offering polite smiles, inventing some forgettable excuse about needing to leave early. No one questioned it. Why would they? Everything was normal. Outside, the air felt strangely sharp. My husband guided me to the car with quiet efficiency. The doors shut. The locks clicked immediately. Only then did I feel the first ripple of something colder than confusion. He didn't start the engine right away. He looked back at the house, then at the street, then finally at me. "Something's very, very wrong." The words landed without drama, which made them heavier. My irritation dissolved, replaced by a defensive disbelief. "What are you talking about?" He exhaled slowly, as if choosing restraint over urgency. "I'm not completely sure," he said. "But I saw something inside that doesn't make sense." That was it. No cinematic revelation, no explosive claim, just uncertainty. And somehow, that made the fear more persuasive. The car pulled away from the house, the celebration shrinking behind us. My mind immediately began its frantic search for rational anchors. What could he have seen? What could possibly justify this? Memory is a strange collaborator. Details I hadn't consciously noticed began resurfacing with uncomfortable clarity. The unfamiliar car parked down the street. My father's unusual nervousness. My sister's distracted tension. Nothing definitive, nothing concrete, just fragments. My husband drove in silence, jaw tight but movements steady. The absence of explanation pressed against me. "You need to tell me," I said. "I will," he replied quietly. "I just need you to stay calm." Stay calm. That phrase rarely has the intended effect. 10 minutes stretched unnaturally long. My chest tightened with the suffocating pressure of not knowing whether I was participating in caution or paranoia. Finally, he spoke. "I saw your father arguing with a man in the hallway," he said. "Not like a normal argument. More like negotiation." I stared at him. "And the man wasn't a guest." A pause. "And your sister looked terrified." Fear doesn't always arrive as certainty. Sometimes it arrives as alignment, when someone else's unease begins to synchronize with your own unarticulated instincts. Suddenly, my earlier confidence in normalcy felt fragile, almost naive. "You think something illegal is happening?" I asked. "I think something dangerous might be." Might. Again, ambiguity. Again uncertainty. Yet my body had already decided before my mind did. A deep, primitive discomfort took hold, the kind that bypasses logic entirely. I pulled out my phone. For a moment, my thumb hovered over the screen. Calling the police felt disproportionate. Extreme. Potentially humiliating if wrong. But doing nothing now felt heavier. More irreversible. "What if we're overreacting?" I whispered. My husband didn't look at me. What if we're not? That was the moment. Not dramatic, not loud, just decisive. I made the call. The conversation with the dispatcher felt surreal in its calm procedural tone. Questions, clarifications, assurances. No panic, no urgency, just protocol unfolding with indifferent professionalism. When the call ended, silence reclaimed the car. Neither of us spoke. Neither of us knew. The hours that followed blurred into fragmented impressions, officers moving with controlled purpose, measured conversations, the strange dislocation of seeing authority step into what had always been personal space. No one explained much. No one ever fully does. There had been concerns, irregularities, an ongoing matter, language carefully engineered to reveal nothing and everything simultaneously. My father avoided my eyes. My sister cried quietly but said little. My grandmother remained confused, shielded from details like a fragile artifact. In the days afterward, clarity never fully arrived. Only implications, only tensions, only the unsettling awareness that intuition had intervened before evidence did. Life resumed its external normalcy with unnerving efficiency. But something fundamental had shifted, not triumphantly, not catastrophically. Just quietly. Trust no longer felt like a simple virtue. It felt like a responsibility. And uncertainty, I learned, can sometimes be the most honest ending of all.